Chris Martin stood beneath a shower of lights, his voice echoing across a stadium filled with thousands of fans. The music of Coldplay had already turned the night into something magical, but few could have predicted how personal, intimate, and unforgettable the performance was about to become. It wasn't just another concert, it became a chapter of human emotion written in real time. A story of love and laughter sealed under the stars. The concert had been electric from the beginning. Lights flickered like galaxies above the crowd, confetti rained down, and voices sang as though part of one vast celestial choir. Coldplay's sound has always been a mixture of grandeur and intimacy, the cosmic and the personal. On this night, that balance reached perfection. Among the ocean of glowing wristbands and flashing cameras, one couple held a simple sign. It did not ask for a favorite song or for a wave from the stage. It asked Chris Martin for help with something more delicate, more daring, more permanent. A marriage proposal. Martin noticed the sign, and with the quick intuition that has long made him one of the most charismatic frontmen in music, he stopped the performance and shifted the night's energy. His guitar still hanging against his chest, he crouched toward the fans and motioned for the spotlight to fall on the couple. The crowd erupted in anticipation, sensing the extraordinary about to unfold. With a smile that blended sincerity and humor, Martin addressed the sea of faces. He told them that music can make us cry, make us dance, and sometimes it can help us say yes. The stadium roared its approval. He invited the nervous fan forward, the one who had been rehearsing those life-changing words in the back of their mind. The music softened, the cheers dimmed into a hush, and the world seemed to pause. One person knelt, trembling with emotion, and asked the question that had been carried in their heart for so long. The answer came clear, ringing above the silence like a song in itself. It was yes. The arena erupted into a thunderstorm of applause and screams. Phones shook as they captured a moment that would travel around the world within hours. Even in the noise of celebration, there was a tenderness that wrapped around the couple. They were no longer two faces in a crowd but the center of a universe that had tilted in their direction. Chris Martin clapped like a friend, delighted as though he had been waiting all along for this moment to appear. He grinned and declared it the greatest standing ovation proposal, pointing out that an entire stadium was now on its feet cheering not just for Coldplay, but for love itself. And yet, Martin wasn't finished. He rarely leaves a moment untouched by his blend of charm and imagination. Looking upward, he spoke again, this time with a twinkle in his voice. He joked that if an astronomer were peering through a telescope at that very moment, they would surely see the stars rearranging themselves to spell out the word yes. The audience laughed, tears and smiles colliding in the shared release of emotion. Martin carried on, suggesting that maybe Galileo or Copernicus would look down from the heavens and declare that gravity itself was measured in love. It was the kind of playful, poetic remark that fans have come to expect from him, a whimsical connection between science and sentiment. In that moment, the astronomer's nod turned a marriage proposal into a cosmic metaphor. Something as infinite as the sky and as intimate as a whispered vow. The band slipped seamlessly into an acoustic version of one of their most beloved songs. Yellow, already a hymn to devotion and starlight, became a serenade for the newly engaged couple. Martin's voice was stripped back and raw, carrying across the stadium as softly as a lullaby, as powerfully as a vow. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. Thousands of voices joined in, but it felt as though the song belonged only to the two standing at the heart of the spotlight. For a few minutes, a stadium became a chapel, a universe condensed into a melody. As the music carried on, the crowd swayed in unison. Strangers held one another, friends wept into shoulders, couples clasped hands more tightly. The proposal had spilled outward, becoming larger than the two who made it. Everyone felt part of it. A reminder that love in its purest form doesn't exclude but embraces. The boundaries between stage and audience, between artist and fan, blurred into one collective heartbeat. By the time the final notes faded into the night air, social media had already begun buzzing. Clips of the proposal flooded feeds within minutes, accompanied by captions that crowned Martin the ultimate wingman. Fans who weren't there claimed the video still made them cry. Headlines began to sprout, proclaiming that Coldplay had once again turned a concert into something more profound. Some fans admitted they were jealous, wishing their own engagements had included a live serenade from one of the most beloved bands in the world. Others highlighted the Astronomer joke, noting how it perfectly tied together Coldplay's long-running themes of stars, galaxies, and human connection. It was not the first time Chris Martin had turned a fan moment into something legendary. Coldplay concerts have become known for these human interludes, gender reveals, tributes to lost loved ones, spontaneous duets with strangers. Yet this proposal felt singular, because Martin wove it so seamlessly into the identity of the band. He framed the moment as part of a story much larger than one couple. He made it about everyone in attendance, and even those who would only watch from afar. This is the gift Martin has carried for decades. He does not just perform, he builds experiences. He finds the threads of humor, poetry, and science and knots them into the music until the songs become more than melodies. They become markers of memory, places where personal lives meet universal truths. The Astronomer nod was not just a joke. It was a reminder that our lives, however small they may feel, are stitched into the vastness of the cosmos. That love, in its simplest yes, is a force as powerful as gravity itself. For many, this is why the night resonated so deeply. In a world heavy with division, grief, and uncertainty, here was a reminder of connection. A proposal at a concert became a story shared by millions. People who had never met the couple still celebrated with them. Strangers were united in joy, bound by the belief that love remains the one unshakable force across humanity. Coldplay's music has always tried to do this, to turn personal pain and triumph into something collective. On this night, that mission succeeded more than ever. As the concert drew to its close, confetti bursting like stardust into the air, the couple embraced beneath the glow of the stage lights. They were no longer anonymous fans, but the authors of a story that would follow them forever. Chris Martin, smiling as he stepped back into the shadows, knew he had done more than sing. He had guided a memory into being, one that would ripple outward long after the final encore. The crowd dispersed slowly, many still talking about what they had witnessed. Some glanced upward to the real stars in the sky, half expecting them to shimmer brighter in acknowledgement. Others walked away with hands linked tighter, warmed by the reminder that love, whether spoken in a whisper or shouted into a microphone, has the power to change everything.